So sensuality has to do with your five senses. This heater is my best friend. Ooh, the sun is out. Figure out how you can give more time back to yourself so you can start slowing down. A lot of you watching today are interested in feminine energy, and part of feminine energy is sensuality. But I also believe that sensuality is a gift from God and that anybody can really tap into it. And so this is something that I've been interested in for a while, and I've learned quite a few things on this. And so today we are talking about that. So if you're interested, keep on watching. I look at sensuality as being very present and very involved in life. It does not have to do with sex, but you can be sensual in your daily life. That can even look like romanticizing and being completely present in the moment. What's the opposite of sensuality? I think it's probably anxiety. When you're up in your head, just using your brain, trying to solve all these different issues, and you have a bunch of issues going on and super fast, and you're overwhelmed and tired. That's the opposite of sensuality, because you are either scared about the future, anxiety, or you are stuck ruminating on the past, which can cause depression. Sensuality is being very involved in the present moment. And I believe that it is a gift from God. Now, before I share my 2 cents, I want to do a little breathing technique with us. It's something I do probably every other day to help me tap back into my body and my heart and my sensuality. But what I want to do is take a deep breath in through your nose, fill your lungs, hold it, and as you breathe out, I want you to loosen your jaw, loosen your forehead, loosen your neck. Imagine your heart opening, and when you get to your hips, your pelvis, your uterus area, relax it. And your glutes. We hold a lot of tension in our hips and our glutes. So what I want to do, we breathe in together, hold it, and then breathe out of your mouth. Relax the shoulders, the jaw, the hips. And we're ready. So sensuality has to do with your 5 senses. And again, this is why I believe it's a gift from God. We have smell, taste, touch, sight, and hearing. If you're trying to be a sensual, sexy, full, juicy woman and you are not taking advantage of this and you're just trying to like work on my fitness and build a booty and make my hair look good with hair extensions, get my nails done, all that kind of stuff, but you are not engaging in your senses, you, honey, are missing out. First step is to structure your life in a way that allows you to slow down enough to engage your senses. When you are overworked, overwhelmed, stressed, pressed, and Z-pressed, you aren't able to touch in with your different senses. So what you want to do is look at areas of your life and things that make you fall into this like fight or flight mode or survival mode, even times that you're denying taking care of yourself, like you're not setting boundaries with a partner, with a parent, with your boss, and figure out how you can give more time back to yourself so you can start slowing down. And I think this is especially important for women who have a hormonal like 28-day period cycle, so menstruating women, because different times of the month require different energy output from us and different interaction with our world. So what I recommend is learning more about your infradian rhythm. I'll link some books down below, like In the Flow and Woman Code, that I always talk about. That'll help you really slow down to have time to get back in touch with your senses. If you want more support with that, I just launched a Me Date journal, linked in the description box down below. But basically it's 20 pages, 20 full journal prompts that are meant to help you reconnect with the life energy givers and then disconnect from the energy zappers and help you craft and create and take actionable steps towards the life that you want to live. I've taken my favorite journal prompts over the last 2 years that have really helped me grow from an anxious, overwhelmed girl to a more stable, juicy, energized woman. And so I wanted to put all these together in one place to share with my family and my friends and with you guys. So I highly recommend you grab that in the description box down below. Step 2, once you have more time in your schedule, then you want to look at ways that you can really engage your senses. That's why it's called sensuality. So how can you engage smell, taste, touch, sight, and hearing? A good way to do this is to beautify your space. That means filling it with things that smell good. I like a good clean smell. So open some windows, wash your clothes, vacuum, wash your sheets. Things that are going to kind of like engage your scent or sense of smell in a positive way. Now, the third thing is to take a look at all of these senses and see how you can start paying attention to them in everyday life. So what I like to do is focus on one of these senses. Let's say Monday you are focusing on touch. So that means that you want to be more receptive to what touches your skin, what you decide to touch. And a good example of this can be the types of clothing that you wear. So you want to wear something that feels good on your body. It doesn't mean it's like tight and cutting off your circulation, like the aligned leggings that just like snatch your waist and make you hard to breathe and make you lightheaded. You wear something that's flowy, like a flowing dress, or if it's cold, a fuzzy jacket. Also in places where you spend the most amount of time, making sure that that sense is engaged. So your bed, do you have like soft silk pillowcases? Are your towels warm and fuzzy? Are they soft? One of the senses is smell. So do they smell like clean, fresh laundry? Is your hair soft? And just enjoying it. A good way to help you slow down, I notice, is like pets and children, depending on the age of the kids. But like babies, visiting babies. I have a couple of friends that have newborns and their babies are so cute, but they're just like so soft and their hair is like really fine and their skin is so smooth and they're like squishy. They have like chunky cheeks. They're just super cute. But engaging with those senses. Let's say Monday you're using touch, and then Tuesday you are engaging smell. A cool way to do this is to, again, make sure you are in clean environments. Your car is freshly vacuumed so it smells good when you enter it. Maybe you can try like a new perfume or a new hair product so that you can have like the yummy smell around you and really being aware of it. Our senses are gifts from God and they really enrich life. They give life flavor. One of my favorite senses is taste. I used to be someone back when I was like really overwhelmed and burned out. I would literally eat just for calories or just for macros. I'd be like, okay, I'm hungry. Let me just eat something like tuna. Because it has a lot of protein. But what I started doing once I started traveling internationally and trying a bunch of delicious food in like Bali and the Philippines and Korea and Mexico and Tahiti and trying all these really amazing like local dishes, I started to realize like, okay, like food is fire. I know this is probably something I'm late to, but yeah, I wasn't really interested in food back then. But now I am. Once I started paying attention to my sense of taste, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to make this. And so I started cooking, and not just cooking for calories, but cooking for the smell of the steak, or the flavor that the rosemary adds to it, or the sugar, brown sugar you add to the cookies that you're making. But being really present with that sense of taste also helps you enjoy your meal a lot more. I feel like this is obvious to a lot of people, but for me it wasn't. And I know that when you get caught up in the moment or caught up in your head or thinking about the future or trying to hit some goal, you're kind of like in survival, flight or fight, like fight mode. But sometimes you gotta know how to slow down too. And so these are for people that wanna learn how to slow down and be more sensual. Really enjoying your environment helps you to practice your sensuality. The next thing I wanna talk about is the word pleasure. I'm gonna read a short poem to you about pleasure so that you guys don't see it as a bad, dirty thing. Pleasure. Pleasure is wild and sweet. She likes purple flowers. She loves the sun and the wind and the night sky. She carries a silver bowl full of liquid moonlight. She has a cat named Midnight with stars on its paws. Many people mistrust pleasure, and even more, misunderstand her. For a long time, I could hardly stand to be in the same room with her. I went to sleep early to avoid her. I thought she was a gossip and a flirt, and she drank too much. In school, we learned that she was dangerous, and I was sure that she would distract me from my work. I didn't realize she could nurture me. As I have changed, pleasure has changed, and I have learned to value her friendship. When you look at the word pleasure, it's like please. So what can please you? And that may be going for a sunshine AM walk with your dog or cuddling on the couch with your cat. So what does pleasure mean to you? I talk about pleasure in the Me Date journal, which is linked in the description box down below. That's actually how it starts. But we are not looking at pleasure as something bad or dirty. We are looking at it as basically like your level of joy in your day-to-day. The more you're engaged with your senses and happy with what you are sensing around you, your pleasure levels tend to be higher. So the idea about this, I break it down even deeper in the journal, but the idea is when you are stressed, pressed, and depressed, your pleasure may be at like a 20% out of 100, which means you're only finding 20% joy in your environment and things around you. And then it might be like a good day when you're not depressed, maybe you're at like a 50%. But the idea is you want your baseline pleasure to be higher. So if you can keep your baseline pleasure at like a 70%, then that means you will tend to have more joy and more excitement in the present moment in your life. And the thing about life is that it's all perception. And so when you're able to notice and perceive and dwell on the positive and on the nice things that are coming in and interacting with your senses, then your pleasure tends to be higher. And with that, it makes it even easier to get to 100 or 110%. Woo! Versus having to be at a constant 20% and then trying to get yourself to 100%. It's too much of a jump. So what you want to do is create a list of all the things that bring pleasure to your senses. Is it like freshly baked cookies or warm oatmeal in the morning or the heater next to your bed? This heater is my best friend. Let's look at two people. The first person comes home and they're like, oh, this house is a mess. Oh, my floorboards are old. I need to get them changed. Oh, I hate renting. When can I finally buy my house? Lays in bed. Oh, why is my bed so creaky? Oh, it's going to be another $500 to get a new mattress. So that is person A. And then say person B comes home from work. They come home, they're like, ooh, the sun is out. Let me open my windows. Opens windows. Let's let some fresh air inside. They want to take a nap. They lay in their bed and they notice like the soft silk pillowcases or like the fluffy blankets and the pillows and they just feel warm. And they're like, let me turn my heater on. Turns the heater on and it warms their skin. They feel like they're soft pajamas and they are just living in the moment because they are noticing all the positive things that are coming into their senses. Alrighty friends, I want to end this video with one of my favorite short poems called Sensuality, and I think it's going to bring a lot of joy to some of you guys, or all of you, hopefully all of you. Sensuality. Sensuality does not wear watch, but she always gets to the essential places on time. She is adventurous and not particularly quiet. She was reprimanded in grade school because she couldn't sit still all day long. She needs to move. She thinks with her body. Even when she goes to the library to read Emily Dickinson or Emily Bront, she starts reading out loud and swaying with the words. And before she can figure out what is happening, she is asked to leave. As you might expect, she is a disaster at office jobs. Sensuality has exquisite skin, and she appreciates it in others as well. There are other people whose skin is soft and clear and healthy, but something about Sensuality's skin announces that she is alive. When the sun bursts forth in May, Sensuality likes to take off her shirt and feel the sweet warmth of the sun's rays brush across her shoulder. This is not intended as a provocative gesture, but other people are, as usual, upset. Sensuality does not understand why everyone else is so disturbed by her. As a young girl, she was often schooled for going barefoot. That's your sense of touch, feet. Sensuality likes to make love at the border where time and space change places. When she is considering a potential lover, she takes him to the ocean and watches. Does he dance in the waves? Does he tell her about the time he slept on the beach when he was 17 and woke up in the middle of the night to look at the moon? Does he laugh and cry and notice how big the sky is? It is spring now, and Sensuality is very much in love these days. Her new friend is very sweet. Climbing into bed the first time, he confessed he was a little intimidated about making love with her. Sensuality just laughed and said, "But we've been making love for days." And on that note, I highly recommend checking out the Me Date journal. It's a labor of love from me to you. It's in the description box down below. But until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.